Hello everyone. We all use a language for medium of communication, right? And English is a global language, and we Indians give more importance to English language because it's accepted as an official language of India as well. And when we communicate in any languages, mostly we communicate through sentences, right? So when we speak about English, we have got 12 types of tenses, and all these are in sentences. So, and all these sentences are in different forms, like positive sentence, negative sentence, or interrogative sentence, or passive voice. So I'll give some examples, like I'm taking class. I'm taking class. It's a positive sentence. We can make it negative, like I'm not taking class. So the interrogative of this sentence is, am I taking class? So we can convert into passive also, like class is being taken by me, right? So now we are going to learn how to convert active voice into passive voice. And remember one thing, all the sentences cannot be converted into passive voice. I'll give an example. I'm just telling you, I'm going to Delhi. I'm going to Delhi. So can we convert this sentence into passive voice? Let's try. Delhi is being gone by me. Does that make any sense? It makes no sense or no meaning, right? Which means this sentence cannot be converted into passive voice. The reason is very simple. The verb in this sentence is an intransitive verb. In verb, we have got transitive and intransitive verbs. Only the transitive verbs can be converted into passive voice. So I'll give some examples of transitive and intransitive verbs. So the transitive verbs are like eat, drink, complete, take. All these come under transitive verbs, and some intransitive verbs are like go, come, walk, run. All these are intransitive verbs. So there are many transitive and intransitive verbs. Remember, only the transitive verbs can be converted into passive voice. And we have got 12 tenses, 12 types of tenses, right? And all the 12 types of tenses also cannot be converted into passive voice. So now we are going to see how to convert active into passive voice. So before that, let's see where we generally use active and passive voice. Where do we use active voice? Active voice is used when the subject acts in a sentence. In active voice, the subject performs the action. So generally we can say that we give more importance to the subject in active voice. I completed my homework. Here we give more importance to the subject. What is subject here? I. Passive voice is used when we give more importance to the object rather than the doer of the action, when the doer of the action is unknown. So generally in two situations we use passive voice. The first is like when we give more importance to the object. So I'll give a situation here, like I just went out and I came back home late and I was very hungry. When I came back home, I found that there was no food left. All the food has been eaten. All the food has been eaten. So the other members have already eaten the food. So here I am just telling you all the food has been eaten. So it's in passive voice because I just give more importance to the object food. I'm hungry, I'm in need of food, but no food is left for me. So I say all the food has been eaten. I'm not bothered. I'm not worried about who has eaten it. I'm just bothered about the object food. Another example, my car was stolen yesterday. So somebody stole my car yesterday. In this situation, I don't know who has stolen my car. I don't know the doer of the action, who has done it. Right. In this situation also, we use passive voice. So now we are going to learn how to convert active into passive voice. So, and I already said that all the 12 tenses cannot be converted into passive voice. So before we convert into passive voice, we must also learn 5 steps. If you know these 5 steps, we can easily convert into passive voice. So what are these 5 steps? The first step is identify, second swap, third convert, fourth add helping verb before main verb, and fifth add preposition by before subject. So now let's learn first the 5 steps. So before that, I'm just going to write a sentence. Okay? I eat. I eat an apple. This is an active voice sentence. I eat an apple. So we are just going to convert this sentence into passive. So what is the first step? Identify. So what we have to identify? We have to identify subject, object, verb, right? What is the subject here? I is a subject. What is the verb? Eat is the verb, right? What is object? An apple. This is the object. So identify subject, verb, object. Done. First step is done. Now next, swap subject into object and object into subject. So we are going to rewrite here. Okay. Now we are going to the second step. Swap in the sense exchange. Subject becomes object. Object becomes subject. So what is the object here? An apple. So object becomes subject, right? So an apple is the object. So I'm just writing an apple. Okay. And what is the subject here? I. So I become last, right? I. Fine. What is this third step? Convert. Convert verb into verb 3. What is the verb here? Eat. What is the third form of eat? Eat, ate, eaten. Right. Remember, convert verb into verb 3. Whatever may be the verb, maybe in ing form, maybe in past form, maybe in present form, whatever maybe we have to convert into V3 form, verb 3 form. If it is already in V3, let it remain as it is. No need of changing. It has to be in V3 form. So, the V3 of eat is eaten, right? So, add helping verb before main verb. Here the main verb is eaten, right? So, I'm just adding a helping verb. The sentence is in simple present tense. I eat an apple. So, I have to add is. Why I have added is as a helping verb? Because the subject is singular. An apple is. If it is apples, apples are. Is becomes are. Remember, it depends upon singular and plural. So, apple is eaten. So, add preposition by. We have to add by. Right. By. So, all the 5 steps are done. An apple is eaten by I. Is it correct? No. It's wrong. You have to say me. Why? Because I is a personal pronoun. If it is a name, for example, I am telling you, Arun eats an apple. Arun eats an apple. An apple is eaten by Arun. It remains the same. But the subject is a personal pronoun, right? It's a personal pronoun. So when we have personal pronouns, the subject becomes or gets changed like this. I becomes me. An apple is eaten by me. He becomes him. He eats an apple. An apple is eaten by him. She becomes her. She eats an apple. An apple is eaten by her. We eat an apple. An apple is eaten by us. They eat an apple. An apple is eaten by them. Remember, when we have personal pronouns, all the subject gets changed into this way. Hope you got it, right? Now, let's take each tense and let's learn each tense how we can convert into passive voice. And the first tense is simple present tense. They grow plants. They grow plants, right? So, for what is the first step? Identify, right? So, let's identify. Subject, verb, object. Right. So, object becomes subject here. Plants are grown by them. Plants are grown by them. So, let's write the format here to make it passive. Object plus in simple present tense is or are or am plus V3 plus by plus subject. This is the format. Object becomes subject plus is or are plus or am. Here it is are because it's in plural. If it is only one plant is grown by them. Remember, plant is grown by them. If it is only one, here we have used are because it's plural. The subject or the object is plural, so we have used the plural form of it. Got it right. Now second tense, present continuous tense. Same steps, all the 5 steps we have to identify, we have to swap, we have to add V3 form. See, it's done here. We have identified, we have swapped object, subject, and we have taken V3, and we have added the helping verb. This is the helping verb, and we have added by here, right? All the 5 steps. So here is, are, am. But when we come to present continuous tense, remember, same steps, but things get changed a bit. Let's write object plus same helping verb is or are or am plus being. Remember, it's in continuous tense, so we have to add being in any continuous tense. In any continuous tense, when we convert into passive voice, the word being must be added. Being plus V3 plus by plus subject. So they are serving poor people. So poor people is object, that becomes subject here. Poor people are. We have used are because poor people is plural. It is plural, that's why we have used are. If it is only one person, like they are serving student, for example, student, or they are serving a child. They are serving a child. A child is singular, right? So if we convert into passive voice, a child is being served by them because a child is singular. Here, poor people, it's plural, so we have used are. Poor people are being served by them. Got it right. Now let's see the next tense, present perfect tense. I have read the newspaper. I have read the newspaper. Same steps. Here the format to convert into passive voice is object plus have or has plus been plus V3 plus by plus subject. Remember, being is used for continuous tenses and been is used for perfect tenses, even for present perfect or past perfect, been. Remember, okay? So have or has, it depends upon the object. Here the object is newspaper. The newspaper, it's in singular form. The newspaper, right? So the newspaper has been read by me. Read, read, read. This is third form of read itself. The newspaper has been read by me. If it is plural, for example, I have read the letters. The letters have been read by me because the letters is plural. So I will use have in this sentence. How we got it, right? Now let's see the next tenses. Next is simple past tense. The example is I saved him. I saved him. So same thing, all the 5 steps, and let's see the format of simple past tense in passive voice. Here object plus was or were plus V3 plus by plus subject. So in simple present we have seen is, are or am, right? When it comes to simple past tense, was or were. For example, I eat an apple is eaten by me. Past tense, I ate an apple was eaten by me. Here we have only the change of the auxiliary verb in simple present and simple past. In simple present we use is, are or am. In simple past it is was. So here also was is used for singular and were it's used for plural. For example, I saved him. He was saved by me. If it is I saved them, they were saved by me. That's it. Now let's see the next tense, past continuous tense. She was baking the cake. She was baking the cake, and when we convert, the cake was being baked by her. So here it is object plus was or were plus being plus V3 plus by plus subject. So in present continuous we saw like I am eating an apple is being eaten by me. So this word being is very common in continuous tenses. So only the change happens with these auxiliary verbs. In present continuous also is or are or am, whereas in past continuous was or were. That's it. The cake was being baked by her. Was is used for singular and were is used for plural. Got it? Right. Okay. Next tense, past perfect tense, active. Misha had cleaned the floor. Misha, it's a name of a girl. Misha had cleaned the floor. The floor had been cleaned by Misha. So let's see the format of it. Object plus perfect tense, right? Had plus been plus OV3 plus by plus subject. In present perfect, we saw object plus has or have plus been. Right? Here, instead of has or have, had. In present tense, we had to shift. If it is singular, has. He has been. Right? Or they have been. Whereas in past perfect tense, if it is singular or plural, for both of these, we use only had. The floor had been cleaned by Misha. If it is instead of Misha, we are using a plural. For example, children. Children had cleaned the floor. Children had been cleaned the floor. Does not get changed. It remains same in past perfect tense. Now let's see the last tenses. Simple future. They will post the letter. They will post the letter. So the passive voice of this is the letter will be posted. The letter will be posted by them. We can say or the letter will be posted. So here also object plus will be plus V3 plus by plus subject. Will be. So in simple present, when we convert, we have to add will plus be. They will post the letter. Or I will read a book. The book will be read by me. So will be plus V3 plus. Got it? Right. And the next tense, future perfect tense. They will have won the match. They will have won the match. And the passive form of it is the match will have been won by them. Here it's object plus will have been plus V3 plus by plus subject. I will have been done the work, or the work will have been done by me. The match will have been won by them. So this is the format of future perfect tense. So remember, this been is very common for all three perfect tense: present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. And being, right? Being, the word being, we saw it's very common for present perfect and present continuous and past continuous. And have you noticed one thing? We have not discussed some tenses, right? We have not discussed some tenses. And those tenses are present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense, and future continuous tense. Out of all the 12 tenses, we have discussed only 8 tenses. All these 4 tenses we have not discussed. The reason is these 4 tenses cannot be made into passive voice. We don't have any passive form of these tenses. All the perfect continuous tenses, that is present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, and future perfect continuous, and future continuous. We don't have passive forms in all these 4 continuous tenses. So if you first, we should learn all the tenses, then we can easily, by following all the 5 steps and looking at the format of each tense, how to convert into passive, we can easily learn to convert active into passive voice.